Hello everybody, I am Medha Anand. I have secured rank 13 in this year's Civil Services Examination 2023. So I would like to take you along the journey that I had been through, the ups and lows of my journey. So I'll get started with how I started the preparation after my civil engineering graduation from HBTI Kanpur. I completed it in 2017. Post that, I went into preparation phase. I started preparing for civil services examination in 2018. I could not get through the prelims examination. That was indeed a very heart-shattering kind of a moment for me. But somehow I continued. The whole year I tried practicing my mains test series because I thought that was perhaps the right time to do it. My efforts did ended well, and in 2019, in my second attempt, I got rank 311 in UPSC Civil Services examination. I was allocated Indian Railway Traffic Service and have been working in the same service since then, since 2019. Post this in 2020, I was confident about myself. This is not to boast about myself, but definitely I had higher hopes. I thought that I was a better person, both in terms of my knowledge and also in terms of the effort that I had put in. But things took a downhill and I missed the list by a mark. I ended up in the reserve list. And I can say that was also one of the heartbreaking moments because I expected I could have done much better then. The next year, life gave me another shock. In 2021, I could not clear prelims, the prelim stage itself. It was an amusing situation because I thought I had come a full circle. From my first attempt to my fourth attempt, I was back to square one. But then I didn't lose hope because there was no other way for any aspirant like you and me. We just can't give in. So I persisted and I ensured that I was writing mains test series and attempting the mock question papers of prelims, of all the coachings that were available, the past year question papers, everything. This was happening along with my IRTS training, and I would say that post my working hours of my training, I used to give it at least 6 to 8 hours. I used to try it. Definitely, there were good and bad days, but the good days were really good, and some bad days were actually disheartening, where I thought, even to the extent of just not attempting it any further. Having said that, I still continued the preparation, and in 2023, I gave this prelims examination, post which again I thought that I won't be able to succeed in it because I thought the CSAT was very difficult and the GS was, as all of you guys must be knowing, was very unpredictable. After the exam, I was totally into that state where I thought that I won't be able to clear it, and I had gotten into a vacation mode where I was just doing my training. I still remember we were at Ghaziabad training, and in the middle of the day, after I think 7 to 8 days, we got the result for prelims CSE 2023, and I had passed. This was a surprise. I was so surprised and so much in disbelief that for a few minutes I could not recall if what is the syllabus of GS 1, 2, 3, 4. And my batchmates there, they saw me scribbling on my notebook as to what all I need to study. And one of my friends did help me in writing that in GS 1 we have history, we have geography. So that was again an amusing moment. Past this, I worked. I think I would like to believe that I worked really hard. I remember stacking up pens, the ocean gel pen that comes. So I used to stack it along with each answer writing, with everything. I used to make a big stack of it. I still have it. And that helped me in persistently writing more and more answers. I ensured that I was writing past year question papers, which I must tell you is a very important part, both in prelims and mains. And I wrote many answers, and like many answers, I emptied many refills of pens of the same pen I just mentioned. And after that, I gave a lot of tests and a lot of answer writing sessions I did. After that, I gave the exam. While I was not, nobody is confident in this examination, which is a true story of this examination. But my friends just showed me that stack of pens that I had emptied, and I gave the exam. I remember after the essay paper, there was this essay topic which had two topics intertwined into one, and I felt that I had given lesser emphasis on the second part. And I was telling my parents that, I have done a terrible mistake. I should have done better. I wish I had intertwined the two parts and then wrote the essay. Still, I somehow carried along and gave the GS1, GS2 next year, and the GS3, GS4 the following day. For sociology too, there were many unexpected questions that we had, but somehow I fared well. My center was in UPSC building itself, and then the results of the same came out, and I had gotten through. The next phase was definitely the preparation for the interview. I had to work on both my knowledge part as well as my communication part. I tried doing it well, and I think the marks would really tell where I scored better, and they are not yet released, so we'll see what worked for me. And finally, on the D-Day, my friends called me up and they told me that you have secured rank 13. And I was in total disbelief. I just couldn't believe myself. While telling my parents my rank, I told them, just don't go by what I say. Check it in the list once for yourself also. And do let me know if I'm correct. Just check the roll numbers, just download DAF from somewhere and check it, the roll number, the name, everything. It took some time for me to actually let that thought sink in that I had done it, and it's now that I'm able to understand the depth of this thing. Maybe not even now, but with time I think I'll grow along with it. And one more thing, the toppers often said that after your results you'll get so many phone calls. I used to think this is not true, but trust me on this, you'll get so many phone calls, you'll not be able to pick up your parents' phone. And you'll get calls from your colleagues, from your past college mates, everybody, and they'll be so happy for you, and you'll feel so much pleasure. Like the pain before it will be worth the pleasure that you'll feel that day. And you won't be able to keep the phone down for at least a day or two. These calls will continue. You won't be able to respond back to all of them, and there'll be people who will be genuinely happy. So that is where you'll feel that, yes, whatever I did was for something good and something better. So this was my whole UPSC journey.